Well, hello everyone. Welcome back for more Final Fantasy XI. As you can see, this job hasn't made too many appearances in the series, but I'm on my Dark Knight job. Sitting at level 80, I'm a Dark Knight 80/Thief 40, and introducing for the first time in the series, one of my longest friends I've had in my life is Salem, aka Salahado, who is also playing a Dark Knight.
How's everybody doing? I love how we just like waved at the same time.
I love how you look like a Power Ranger.
Why hasn't there been like a Power Ranger without with a scythe? We
I
need
don't
more scythe Power Rangers.
FCC regulations and all that BS.
Yeah.
So Salem has been one of my longest friends. I'm turning 35 this year. You just turned 34.
Yeah, I was like maybe
Yeah.
what? Like 6 months
Yeah.
in general younger than the average student, and I was like that February baby in kindergarten, so
And that's
I was
where
4.5 when I went to school.
we met, was kindergarten. So you and I have been friends for, I think we're pushing on about 30 years sometime this year.
Almost 30 years. Yep.
Yeah, man. And here we are 30 years later playing video games.
We're playing a video game made in 2002.
Some people move on, but not us.
We haven't grown up.
Growing up's overrated. We're going to be working on the Dark Knight AF Quest today. Salem has been playing his job. His main job has been the Dark Knight job, and I've been meaning to get it unlocked anyway. And my goal is to get every AF quest line on this series, so I figured we could tackle this together. So starting off, we need to get the Raven Scythe before we can get any of the other AF armors pieces. So the guide says we have to be on Dark Knight, be at least level 40, which you're level 60, right, Salem?
Yeah.
So let's go talk to Raybot in Sid's lab, and he will ask us to do stuff, as people often do in MMOs. Oh, and you'll have to excuse my character's running speed. I'm wearing gear that actually slows down my movement speed a little bit. So I have Thief subbed, so I can use Flee. But other than that short little sprint, I'm basically running like someone who smokes too much. Alright, here we go. You're a Dark Knight, I see. I have a favor to ask that may be of some interest to you. The Galca methods of Darksteel working are recently being looked on in a different light. This, coupled with the recent rise in adventurers bringing in Darksteel ore, has resulted in an increase in the production of Darksteel goods. This is why I need an old book called Darksteel Formula. I heard it was once kept here in the metalworks, but I have no knowledge of its present location. They say that in the old days, all Dark Knight equipment was forged from dark steel. I'd be willing to repay you handsomely if you could retrieve that book for me. I love how friggin' vague this game is. Go find this item.
Like, go find this item, and remember playing this game back in the day, and it's like, unless you had like some sort of guide or like an internet forum site like Zam, you'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Or the community out to help you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I still go and look at Zam sometimes. It's so outdated, though.
Does everybody hate Dragoons still?
I have no idea. I never really played Dragoon much back in the day.
I don't know. Like, the class was allegedly affiliated with farming, but I don't know if that's changed. But
Darksteel Forge. This is where we go.
Or Gil. I mean, like farming. I mean, like Gil sellers. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't really kept up. I'm planning on playing Dragoon a bit on Rage Cat. I'm kind of splitting up who's going to play who between Mrpierso and Rage Cat. We got to talk to this guy over here.
Mighty Fist. Probably skips leg day.
Oh, that's Mighty Cabs. He's not working today.
Yeah.
What, you say Raybot is searching for the book Darksteel Formula? I see he's finally coming to his senses. I've been trying to get him to ask Chief Cid to pour more money into the Darksteel program. Well, knowing Raybot, he probably had to think and rethink it, but he still hasn't made up his mind. Hopefully seeing Darksteel Formula will help to push him in the right direction. The problem is, Darksteel Formula was donated to a library somewhere before I was appointed to this position. And on top of that, there's no record of fuck me, there's no record of the donation anywhere. I guess I can't complain. Well, I can. That was back in the day when Mithril was the material of choice. Cermet was getting all the funding, and Darksteel, well, nobody gives a shit about Darksteel. And worth about the same too. I will write a letter to the library holding the document. You will need to take this letter and show it to the proprietor of the What library?
It's like, are we playing like Bureaucrat Simulator like right now? Like,
You fucking guy.
it's like, I need you to sign these documents in triplicate, and it's about 5 business days.
Oh my gosh. So where do I need to go? Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, we have to go to Winders now.
Oh god.
We took you to all the starting nations, right?
Yes, I'm just gonna pay the money and go to Windhurt.
So we got to go to the Optistery in Windurst Waters North at Foxtrot 8. Okay, I'm going into the building. I'll meet you here. There's the person we got to talk to. What? No. Here from Bastock, are we? Yes. How may I help? No, assist. How may I assist you? Really? No. You say you're looking for Darksteel formula? Yes. Yes, I remember that one, I do. It turned up the last time. Or was it the first? No, the last. I cleaned out the old book vault. That text was filled with lots of important-looking blacksmithing techniques. One look and I knew this book didn't belong here in Winter. Never a truer statement has been said. I mean, not here in this library, I mean. So I decided to take it to Bastock and see if I could shed any light on the mystery surrounding the text. And that's when I was attacked by a band of rogues. Yagudo rogues, they were. If we ever want to see it again, we'll have to travel to Gideus and get it back from that thief, Vahuja the Erudite, ourselves. Well, I didn't mean ourselves. You're the adventurer, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take care of it. I'll have it on your desk by morning.
Where's the location again I'm going to?
I'm standing right by it.
Oh, there you are.
Here, I'll make it easy.
I see you.
Fly, my pretties, fly! So, before we get ahead of ourselves, as is easy to do in this game, we need to obtain a Yagudo cherry. Only one is required. Okay, so we only need the one cherry. I just read ahead if we're going as a group, so I'll just pick up the one Yagudo cherry.
Well, should I just meet you in Gideus? Because I can teleport there?
Yeah, because you did your dragon fight there, didn't you?
I sure did. It's in Cerebruta, right? Gideus
yes.
See you in Gideus in home point 1.
Okay, I'll be there shortly. Yeah, so going back on some of our history there, Salem, we you actually, back in the old days, you played this game, I think even before I got into it. I think you were playing it before I was.
Yeah, I got into it without like knowing anybody and basically had to learn on my own. That being said, I never really fully got into immersed as you did.
Well, I never really got that far myself either. Like I was trying to play, like I started playing in 2005 and played it on and off, and then I got into college and university like 2007 to 2011, and I tried to play during that time, but the game was so brutally hard back then. Like I never really got that far. But I always had that itch to come back, you know?
Same here. I know what you mean. It's like, you don't want to spend 45 minutes of your day trying to find a party.
Yeah.
I just want to kill this guy for fun. That always feels good.
Feel good about yourself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How many times I've like gotten destroyed by like monsters? So just one-shotting them just, oh man, it takes so much stress off you.
Just dealing with some pent-up feelings there.
Yeah, decades of pent-up feelings for getting your ass kicked by these creatures at one point in time. It's like that Quadav incident at the Palboro Mines.
Oh gosh, I've actually, I don't even remember what episode it was, but I actually told that story on this series. It was a while back. You can tell it for anyone who hasn't heard the story.
We were leveling up in the Palboro Mines, and I was playing a red mage. I thought it was a totally hilarious idea. Like, wonder if I could like just nail this guy with like Dia who's behind this gate. And, you know, with the wisdom of the art, like the artificial intelligence, or like the intelligence they put in for the enemies, he decided to take the long way and to get to my character, and basically pretty much drag the entire dungeon out to kick my ass, who was like level 13, and it's like it lagged the whole place down, and it was like 50 quad ops just
Yeah.
beating the crap out of my character.
Yeah, if I remember that correctly, you were playing a red mage, and I think I was playing a thief. I think we were about level 30. You
Was it?
died.
I thought it was 15 or something. Whatever, it was doing something.
Yeah, you died. I had to use perfect dodge, and I like barely survived. But I remember he ran off, and it was like a long, like I think it was like a good
We
five.
forgot about it. Yeah, we forgot about him.
Yeah, it was like a good 5 to 7 minute wait, and then he just shows up with like a whole mob.
He brought his gang with him, and he just curb stomped the crap out of us.
Yeah, and I just remember that initial, oh shit, what did we do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Back then, it was like dying was actually a problem.
Yep. No, that was fun. Good times. So,
And then there was the incident, which I will never forgive the Church of Latter-day Saints for.
oh gosh. Yep. I remember. Do you want me to tell this one or?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So yeah, no, we were playing, I think we were in Pashao Marshlands. I know you played Red Mage back in the day quite a bit. So you were Red Mage. I think I was playing as a Paladin or a Warrior or something. And I got a knock at the door. And I'm like, oh, who is it? Maybe they'll go away. And they kept knocking. And I'm like, oh, okay, I better go look. And yeah, it's 2 Mormon missionaries at the door. And of course they're like, oh, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, cool, good. Yeah, okay, have a nice day. And I'm trying to get them to leave. Trying to be polite. And then I come back and you're just lying there dead. Because I stopped tanking.
Kidding me? No, you're like, come on in. I got some Sanka brewing. Let's have a chat. And I'm like,
I did not invite them in. I was trying to like go, okay, yeah, cool, okay, bye.
I'm like, you're gonna heal me, right? You're gonna heal me, right? I'm like fighting this thing. I'm like, dude, why did you heal me? Dude, what the? I'm just like swearing, and I'm like dead. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
I'm like, sorry, man, missionaries.
I'm like, missionaries. It's like, okay. It's like, you're now on my list, Church of Latter-day Saints. You got my character killed, and I dropped a level.
You got my character, and you still haven't gotten over it.
Nah, I'm going.
That's funny. Okay, so I would say I would say watch out for linkage, but we're not going to have any problems here. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. No. Oh,
Here he
shoot.
is.
Let's mess him up.
Give us the book. Give us the book. I'd make some argument about how this is somehow a fair fight, but it really isn't. Oh, he used Mana Font. You use Stun. I too will use Stun. I also used some merit points to get a couple of new Dark Knight abilities as well, too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I got Darksteel, enhances the accuracy of your next dark magic spell, and Diabolic Eye, which reduces my max HP but increases my accuracy.
Oh, did he even drop anything?
I think we've got to examine the little cave again.
How, what? How could I have missed? Now we're gonna wait 30 minutes.
You do realize you're playing a dark.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you recover the book from the hole. And hopefully it'll do the same for you.
Yeah, so I got a Darksteel formula.
Excellent. You've retrieved our copy of Darksteel Formula. Quickly, take it to Raybot. Yes. Yes, this is the book I was in search of. Please accept this for your troubles. It is a sample product. Now I can continue my research on the forging of Darksteel and make a decision on whether or not to ask Chief Sid for more funding. You were going to ask me for what now? I am just working on a personal project. Every time you say that, it means you're up to something. What's this? Aha, Darksteel formula. Allow me to carry out this research, Chief Sid. I'm sure you're busy with your numerous projects. Now, don't you worry about that. It's not what's in the book that interests me. It's the name of the person who wrote it. Gurwitz. I'm positive I've heard that name somewhere before. I will investigate the author for you as well. If you spend too much time poking around, Chief, people will get the wrong idea. And there we go. First quest done. We've got the Raven Scythe, which is going to be vastly inferior to what I'm already using. Yeah. See, level 77 Scythe, 99 damage, Dex 3, Intelligence 3, versus 43 Scythe, 68 damage. Yeah, just... But hey, we need that to get the rest of the AF pieces. Salem and I are tackling the next part of the Dark AF quest. We succeeded in getting the Raven Scythe, and now we're going to go talk to Sid so we can get the next quest and go for the Dark AF boots, or footwear, or whatever you want to call that.
Boots make the man.
That's it, I remember now. Gurwitz, the guy who wrote the Darksteel formula. He was the one who forged Zaid's armor. You don't say. A strange guy, that Zaid. Never thought he'd tell me where he'd gotten that armor. What is that? You say you've met Zaid? A wee bit detached from the rest of the world, don't you think? Still, he fought alongside Volker and me during the Great War, and he was the one who defeated the Shadow Lord in the end. Well, not really by my side. I was mainly in the back, servicing the cannons. Chief, I forgot to give you this letter from Zaid. What? You mean that brooding recluse actually sent me a letter? Why didn't you give this to me sooner? It only arrived earlier today. Get off my back, man. So what does old Zaid have to say? Disturbing activity, a strange type of evil weapon with a sword made by Gurwitz. What could this mean? Does Zaid know something that we don't? I feel like this whole game knows something that we don't whenever we're doing quests. If you meet up with Zaid anytime soon, could you help him with his investigation? Any information you can get us will shed some light on his movements. And of course, they don't tell us where to go. We need 1 Darksteel ingot. Only 1 is needed per group, and then we need to go to Ordella's Caves. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I'm getting a cutscene. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's Zaid. Evil weapons. This is what we call weapons that have gained a will of their own after being exposed to some kind of powerful energy. Ever do they seek to taste new blood. They enslave kobolds, earth spirits, with telekinetic powers and force them to do their bidding. Well, that's an interesting bit of lore backstory. I had a feeling you would come ever since I wrote that letter to Sid. Well, does your blade shine with darkness? At any rate, this is the theory of the evil weapon's origin. By powerful energy, most scholars suspect the crystal lines. Even though the Crag of Hala is close, Ordella's Caves are not under the influence of the crystal line that emanates from that place. So strange that an evil weapon would appear here. The adventurer that happened upon the evil weapon said he was carrying Darksteel ingots for crafting. The evil weapon appeared right when he accidentally dropped the Darksteel ingot. Just like my armor, the weapon bore the signature of Gurwitz. Gurwitz is a Galkan blacksmith who had left for his journey of rebirth over 30 years ago. Normally he'd be spinning new memories someplace out there, but he desired something, and now he seeks it in this place, ever refusing to be reborn. I doubt what he seeks is me. I combed every corner of this land, yet no trace of him could I find. He wants something from a person with newfound strength. Perhaps he wants the blood of someone with power and a future, or perhaps... I believe he must have called you here. Whether you will answer his call is up to you and your blade. Okay, so we have to go to the southwest corner of I-8 on this map. Okay, that should be easy to get to.
A blood bunny. Do they aggro?
No, I don't think anything's going to aggro us here. There are parts of the cave where you can run into like level 80, 90-ish enemies, but I don't believe any of them are aggressive. Oh my gosh, my character's running so slow. Let's change that for 30 seconds.
You know what? When people who've never played Final Fantasy XI, the way I compare this game is, like, have you ever seen the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail? And most would be like, yes, of course.
Yep.
And I'm like, do you remember that scene where that rabbit just murders the entire party? And
Dude.
Everybody's like, run away? That is Final Fantasy XI in a nutshell.
I think about that every time I'm fighting a bunny in this game.
Yeah, like they wipe parties.
Speaking of comparisons, while we're on the topic, so I'm interested to know, you and I played this back in the day when the game was very more group focused. We would spend hours just trying to get a party together, sometimes unsuccessfully, or you'd scrape together what you could and try to make the best of it.
Yeah, you're the
So,
person who wants to be that warrior white mage and nobody wants to be a party with you.
or the poor Beastmaster. I
Yeah,
remember people used
there
to
was.
rage if you had a Beastmaster on the party, but sometimes you had no other options. So my question is, looking at the game now compared to how you remember it, what are your thoughts on how the game has evolved and where it is now?
Well, I mean, they're clearly working around the PlayStation 2 limitations and like
Hmm.
you're PlayStation 5 now. So that being said, it's just they've simplified things and designed things for a person to be able to still play this game when there's, not that much of a player base. I
Hmm.
mean, given the fact that actually one of the things I loved about this game is like you're actually required to do teamwork. You're actually required to make friends in this game in order to actually grow in this game.
Hmm.
Unlike, the future of most MMOs. But I mean, the game also understands like this is a really old, outdated game, and you need to essentially, adapt to the times and the lack of a player base too. So the trust system is very important, very useful. It helps. That being said, like it doesn't have the community as it used to. That being said, it's still, I mean, there's people coming back and
Hmm.
you still have new friends, and it isn't as interconnected as it used to be, but there's still this charm to it. And
Oh yeah.
even the game can be clunky at sometimes. Even the collision detection could be off a little bit, since this game is like almost 20 years old.
Hmm. Yeah, it's going to be
Still,
19 this year.
yeah, the level design though is still pretty for PS2 graphics. Like
Oh yeah.
they really, really went out of their way to, utilize the system of the PS2. And
Hmm.
I think in that sense is like being able to utilize limited technology is a telltale sign of quality in some sense.
Yeah, and to add to that too, I like I try really hard not to compare this game to Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is a fantastic game in its own right, but the world in Final Fantasy XIV just never really captivated me as much as this one did. And I think part of that is that you have to travel. Like look at what we're doing right now. We're not queuing up for an instance battle. We're not doing like an instance dungeon. You and I are traveling through a place where we can potentially run into other players. It's a shared environment on the server, and we're actually doing like real traveling, like hoofing it to a location. You garner some kind of attachment to the areas, because I think for a lot of people when they hear, like, I know this area doesn't have its own music. I've added my own in for the video. But you take an area like Ron 4, for example, where people have a lot of memories of, leveling up and fighting bats and bunnies and, worms and stuff. And it just really triggers a lot of like nostalgia feelings and such.
Yeah, this isn't a game of instant gratification at all. Like,
Yeah.
there's a huge learning curve to this game. Even now, when it's still easy, like, it isn't how it isn't like a plug and play style of game how most newer MMOs are.
Hmm.
It's like it takes the attitude of less is more.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I think I might have goofed. We're gonna head back the way we came.
Wah,
Sorry.
wah, wah. See, this is half the game.